Hey, it's Monday night, 7 p.m. You know what that means. It's time for Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk. You're watching FYNTV.com. Hey, it's October 31st. It's Halloween out there. So we're not going to be talking about ghosts and goblins. We're going to be talking about Quad A Region 6 football. So we're going to go straight to that. But first, we want to thank Johnny's New York Style Pizza for providing pizzas for the coaches tonight. We let the guys, we don't have any players with us tonight because we let the guys go trick-or-treating. Should we say that out loud? They're out there trick-or-treating, right, Coach?
Trying to ruin our reputation for being real tough.
Yeah, exactly. They're out the minions are out trick-or-treating tonight. Anyhow, we have, though, with us defensive backs and special teams coach Page, and also defensive line coach Wells is with us tonight. My co-host is RJ Casey. Hey, the Dragons find themselves 5-4 on the season right now and 4-1 in the region. Let's look at the region before we get started, as we always do. Northwest Whitfield is 5-1. Their season is over. They have a bye this coming week, so that's where they round out the region 5-1. Pickens is 4-1. Ridgeland is 4-1. Heritage is 3-2. Southeast Whitfield County there is 2-3. Gilmer is 0-5. Lafayette is 0-5. Just the scores from around the regions. The Pickens Dragons, your Dragons coming off a win over Lafayette 48-6. Northwest Whitfield 51 over Southwest Whitfield 14. And Ridgeland 32-0 over Gilmer. Coach came off a big win at home, a really big win at home against Ridgeland. Went over to Lafayette, long drive over there. Just the drive in itself is a workout to get to Lafayette. It's like you can't get there from here.
Not an easy way to get there.
Yeah, so, but I will say this, pretty easy night, or not as competitive team as you've seen this year. Over there, and you put up 27 in the first quarter, and then 7 each additional quarter, till you ended up with 48. So talk a little bit about going up at Lafayette before we get into this week's coming game.
Well, we knew Lafayette had struggled a little bit, and but like we saw the week before, anybody can beat anybody on a given night. So I was proud of the guys. I thought the guys took it serious. We kind of equated it to, for us to reach our goals of getting into the playoffs and winning in the playoffs this year, we felt like we had to, after we beat Ridgeland, which we knew kind of the ball bounced our way that night, but we talked to them after that game and said, look, we need to win 3 games in a row, to really win in the playoffs, which we want to do. We needed to win against Lafayette. We need to try to win here on senior night and have a chance to be the co-region champs. And then we would, if we won the next game, that'd be a first-round playoff game, which nobody had ever done here. So we kind of put to the guys like that in our minds, Friday night was the first round of what we wanted to do. And, if we lost, we were kind of out for what we wanted. And I thought the guys took it serious, and we really executed really well on the first couple drives, got ahead. And then, sometimes when you get ahead and the other team has struggled, it does become where the game gets out of hand a little bit. You can kind of play some younger guys and do stuff like that, which we were able to do. But I was proud of the guys. I thought the intensity was good at coming out, and we took the game serious. We knew it was a game we had to win to keep our goals in place for what we wanted, and set up a chance for us to win Friday, and like I said, share the region championship, which is something that doesn't happen very often, in Pickens High School. So we're excited to have that chance.
Well, just a little note here before we go any further. Rushing yards. Chris Pittman had 10 carries for 66 yards. Jacob Brumby on rushing, 8 carries for 63. And Trevor Hawkins, 4 carries for 55. Total rushing yards, 322 rushing yards. Receiving yards, Dylan Hoffman, 3 receptions for 41. And Josh Kane, 4 for 25 yards. Also 1 TD and 129 yards in the air. A couple defensive stats before we move on. Will Worthring, 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 3 assists. And Devin Grant, 9 total tackles, 5 solo, 4 assists, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 forced fumble. So way to go. Coach, now let's talk about the Pickens Dragons started the region and with a bye. Okay, with a bye. So you have had to play continuously all the way through. There's no breaks for the Dragons. How's the team taking that physically? Where do you stand on injuries, being beat up a little bit, bruised? But at this point of the season, with your bye being the very first game, where you guys stand?
Yeah, we got some guys beat up. I mean, I don't know that we have any more than anybody else, but we got some guys beat up. There'll be some guys not playing on Friday. But as a whole, teams perform well. Sometimes, we started out 1-3, then we were off, and then we came back and played all our region games. And, sit here, last day October, November 1st tomorrow, and have a chance to be the region champs. I think the bye fell at a good time for us. Some years, you may not want it like that, but because we had lost some close games, we kind of had to regroup, had to move some people around. We needed that week then. Of course, being greedy, we'd take another week later if we could have gotten one. But I don't think it was a huge problem for us. I think sometimes the consistency of playing every Friday night this time of the year is sometimes you can build on that. But obviously people get beat up and they can't sit out, for a week. Heritage was off last week, so Heritage actually had 2 weeks to get ready for our game Friday, so that might be an advantage for them. But I like how our team's playing right now. And, we've been able to get on a little bit of a roll, winning 4 of the last 5. And so hopefully, sometimes when you're winning, you just want to keep playing, and so hopefully we can keep that up and we'll see. But it's been a grind. The guys have played hard, responded well, coaches coached hard, been proud of everybody.
We're going to take a brief break here, but before we do, the upcoming games for this upcoming week, Heritage will be at Pickens, so Pickens Dragons fans, this is your last home game in the regular season. I got it right, Coach. I got it right.
Home games.
I got it right.
That's guaranteed home.
I got it, man. I got it. I seen you get nervous over there, RJ. Last regular season home game. That's as far as we're going to go on that, right?
But we are going to say there's going to be a Dragon Talk next week.
Yeah.
We
know that. Yeah.
We do know that.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to play somebody next week.
Yeah, you will be here Monday night
right.
next week. Okay. Heritage will be traveling over at 7:30. It'll be game time. Lafayette will be at Gilmer, and Ridgeland and Southeast will be at Southeast Whitfield. Again, I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk. We come back, we're going to look at Heritage and some of the other teams in the region. We're going to look at Heritage and talk to our coaches and get RJ in the mix here with some questions about this upcoming week. I'm your host, BKP, FYNTV.com. Thank you, Schottenkirk Ford. We'll be right back.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
Pizza Hut makes great pizza, but they can't tell you what a gift it is. I can. They took a grilled cheese and combined it with stuffed crust pizza. To think, I almost wasn't here to try it.
How did you?
It's not important, Jen. What's important is that I watched the sunrise this morning. Then I got to stand in a room filled with this pizza. And later I'll stare at the ocean. Or maybe I'll learn Russian. Or listen to jazz. Or try my hand at needlework. Or open a door for a beautiful woman. Or read a human interest story or make dessert wine. Or ride a wild horse. Or experiment with watercolors. Eat every slice like it's your last. Especially you, Doug. Especially Doug, right? You care about Doug. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza. Proof that no one outpieces the hut.
Folks, I'm your host, BKP, and it's Monday night, and you're watching Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk on FYNTV.com. Look, I got knocked for a 15-yard loss Friday night. I was just telling you the story. I'm on the sideline. That kid at Union come around, Cole Wright, that quarterback, full steam, and he hit me out of bounds. I mean, knocked me for a loss, Coach.
Well, I mean, you come to our game, it wouldn't happen because we don't hit.
That's what
we
I
don't hit
was
anybody
thinking.
that hard.
That's what I was thinking. Hey, you're watching Dragon Talk on, and we want to thank Schottenkirk Ford and also Johnny's New York Style Pizza and Pepsi for providing drinks. I'm here with my co-host RJ Casey. Now we're talking about Quad A Region 6 football. We're going up against Heritage Friday night. Let me give you a little bit of information on what I have on Heritage. They face Friday night the Dragons, and they will be at home. Looks like they're a passing team, 2,034 passing yards on the season, and rushing 1,031. So it looks like we got a passing team, and they rush for 1,031 on the year. RJ, now dial it up a little bit on them, okay? I'm going to sit back and relax. Dial it up on coaches here. You got 3 coaches. You ought to be able to hear something.
Well, let's get the other coaches involved in here. We went up against predominantly running team in Lafayette last week. Same with Bridgeland 2 weeks ago. And now you're going up against a team that likes to air it out a lot. And the quarterback is a dual threat. He's second leading rusher on the team and everything like that. He's got 2 good wide receivers that have 18 combined touchdowns on the season. Coach Page, you coach the DBs. How are you coaching them up this week?
Well, I mean, Heritage is a really good team. Like y'all said, they like to sling it around, and like we're just gonna have to be really fundamentally sound this week. We have to have the kids be confident. What we drew up for them, and they're going to make some plays. They're a well-coached team, and they've had 2 weeks to prepare. But we just have to have our kids understand that this game means something. Obviously, being senior night and the fact that it kind of controls where we end up in the playoff hunt, and so the kids will be ready to go, and we just have to be fundamentally sound and get the kids ready to play, and they'll be ready.
Let me ask you a question, Coach Parker, and I guess the only way I can put it into these terms is Heritage is a good football team. Yeah. Any night they come on the field, they can play. I mean, they are 3-2. They are 3-2 in the region.
In the playoffs too.
And they're not a bad football team. So when you play a team like Ridgeland and you come off a high, okay, because of a solid performance against just a quality team. You know that, and your team's a quality team. But then you go over and play Lafayette. How you get these boys back into reality this week? And that's what I call it. I mean, it's a little bit of like, and first of all, do you take their candy tomorrow? That's an important question. They need to know.
My size not taking their candy.
Huh?
If you're going to look like this, you probably eat some candy. So
they need to know right now, leave the trick-or-treat candy at home.
They know that. But the truth is, it's very important that all the things that we taught them going back to May until now should always be true, and that it's your job to do your assignment to the best of your ability, regardless if the guy across from you is an all-region player, an all-state player, or not very good. And so that thing happens in all kinds of games. I mean, even playing a really good team, some of the guys may be really talented, some of the guys may not be. So individual guys may get different matchups that are good for them or not as good for them. So it's important that we just execute as a team. And I thought, the last couple of weeks, it was a little more evident to me anyway, that all the times we played those solid teams coming out of the gate, 4 decent teams, all 4 teams we played, the first 4 games, are all either in the playoffs or have a chance to be in Friday.
Right.
All 4 of the teams we played non-region. Then we played Northwest. We played Ridgeland. We played Gilmer, which is always a tough game in LJ. Like every game we played was a tough game. And so we got into these games, and I don't expect Friday to be differently, where our kids are not going to be surprised that the other team plays hard or be disappointed that we're in a game. I mean, I think we almost expect that. And the fact that wasn't really how the game went last Friday did give it a different feel, because we're so used to every game just being a battle. But I feel, our kids know what this means. I mean, like I said, we're 3rd year in a row we played for the region championship in game 10, but the last 2, of course, were against Carsville, and we knew it was going to be tough to win. This is a much more winnable game, but it's not at the same time. People shouldn't feel like, because we beat Heritage last year or because they lost to Ridgeland and we didn't. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, Heritage is a very solid team. They're probably as good of a team, in the ballpark maybe with Northwest and Ridgeland. They've lost to Northwest and Ridgeland and beat everybody else. So, we just haven't played them, and they're probably very similar to us, to be honest. So probably whoever executes better on Friday, special teams, turn the ball over, stuff like that, will probably be a team that wins.
Coach Wells, when your defensive line, and when you're not challenged, when you come from a game that you are challenged and you go into a game that you're not challenged, I mean, I've watched Lafayette play for several years, and you're not challenged, getting back into, hey guys, right from the kickoff. I mean, you have to be playing right from the kickoff. How do you switch those gears with these guys?
Well, just what we've been doing all year, of teaching them fundamental football, to make their read keys that they need to be making no matter who lines up across from them. Watching film and working each day to get better at their position and whatever other positions they need to play. And so by doing that, that'll have them ready for come kickoff Friday.
See, these guys, they know how to answer. They just say the same stuff I would say. So you're trying to ask it different.
He didn't say they were well coached.
Go on and on.
And we will not get.
Is well coached.
I knew we would not get 30 minutes. I thought we'd get to 7:29.
I mean, Heritage is probably the best coached teams we play. Do a good job.
How does the team? At this point, you're in the playoffs. How you keep them focused? They're in the playoffs. I mean, like if I'm their age, like we're in the playoffs, man. I mean, how you bring them down to playoffs? You need to play this game. I mean, talk a little bit about that because I to say like this, every year would be great, but your program is doing very well, and you're getting back to back in the playoffs, and you can't take that for granted, right? Back to back.
Yes, trying to save you from Joey.
You're trying to save for Joey sent me back to back. Okay.
Ever since we started this show, they've made the playoffs.
I like that.
Directly correlated, I'm sure.
I like that.
The answer to your question, all jokes aside, is I hope that the guys understand. But in the first 50-some-odd years of the school's history, we made the playoffs 7 or 8 times, and we have made it 3 in a row.
Right.
In addition to that, and it is important that we start progressing. We talked to our guys all year about being in the playoffs but not being happy to be there and trying to win in the playoffs. And we talked to them today about being in the 3-way tie for first place. Somebody's going to be the 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed. We'll get to that. But, you know, somebody's going to be one of them 3 seeds, but regardless, if you get the 4 seed, which is what we're going to get if we lose, it's going to be much harder to win in the first round. So if that doesn't motivate them to play well Friday, then we're not doing a good job of getting them ready all the way from May to now of what the goal is. We're happy to make the playoffs, we are, but we really do want to do better and progress and be a team that wins in the playoffs, and a team that people on the state level have to at least recognize and notice. And beating Ridgeland helped us probably with that, but we got to just make sure that wasn't a one-time deal. We continue building on that. So that's why we played all those better teams early in the year. So I hope that pays off. But you never know till you get out there with 16-year-olds and 17-year-olds. I mean, but I think the guys understand that. I think our players understand that.
We're going to take another brief break. I'm your host, BKP. We're at Schottenkirk Ford, and you're watching FYNTV.com. And we want to thank Johnny's New York Style Pizza and also Pepsi. Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk will be right back after these messages.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the entire universe, but they won't tell you that. I've been marooned on this planet for a while now. You are an impressive race. Your children know excellent hiding places. Your oceans aren't filled with lava. And you figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow, and then I can finally get back home. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza, proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
And we're back. You're watching Pickens Power Half Hour Dragon Talk on FYNTV.com. And you know what? If you're not able to watch the show when we do it live, you can go to FetcherNews.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you can find our YouTube page there. That's where we archive the show. Also on Friday nights, if you can't make it out, now there's not a good excuse this Friday night. They're going to be home. It's senior night. Need to come out and support the Dragons, but for some reason you can't. You can follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, hashtag Team FYN Sports, hashtag Pickens football. RJ Casey will be on the sideline like he is every Friday night for the Dragons, keeping you up with the updates, what time he's not pacing up and down the field, right?
Yeah, gotta get my steps in.
Yeah, got to get your steps in, right? Your Fitbit. That's what Coach Rasco said. Coach said he's waiting on a question, RJ.
Yeah, that's what I figured. For Halloween, I'm dressing up as a guy that's scared of your questions. So ask away, RJ.
I know you preach to take it one game at a time. You're probably building this as like the second round of the playoffs with Heritage. But with the first round, you're playing teams from Region 8. Have you kept up with that any?
We got an idea who's doing what in that region, yes. But it's very important. Now, for you people out there that want to know about a three-way tie, as I get asked, I made RJ and them not ask me this question. So it's very important that we worry about trying to beat Heritage.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that we're ignorant to what else is going on, that we could be in a three-way tie and we could finish second in one scenario and third in another in the tie, and there's some conflicting opinions on interpretations of the rules, which we should get a little more clarification on that tomorrow. But if we lose, we finish fourth. That's pretty clear. Us and Heritage have the same record.
Right.
Heritage beat us. We finished fourth.
Absolutely.
We go to Jefferson. Jefferson's a pretty good football team.
Yeah.
If we finish third, then we'd probably go to Stevens County. If we finish second, we'd probably go to Oconee County would come here. None of those teams are bad, so it would all be a pretty tough matchup any of those ways. So we try not to be ignorant of that we know that's the next step. But at this point in the year, in a playoff type mode, this is the first game all year you could line up and say, we're going to play on Friday night, and we don't know who the next opponent is. Whereas, for the first 9 games, you knew after this, we knew we played Northwest, the next game we had Ridgeland. We knew when we played Ridgeland, the next game we had Lafayette, We're excited we got an 11th game, but we don't know who it's going to be yet. So it has to be the one game at a time thing, but it also is a playoff type atmosphere. The season is not over if we lose on Friday, and that is important for our guys to know. If we lose and we have to go out and play in the playoffs against Jefferson, that's what we'll do. And we gave Marist a good game last year. We'll do what we got to do. But it is better for our team and our program to have a chance to beat the co-region champion, which is what we would be. If there's a three-way tie, like there would be in that case, you would have co-region champions. 3 teams would just tie for region championship. Somebody has to be the 1 seed, somebody has to be the 2 seed, somebody has to be the 3 seed. But the truth is, all of them are region champs. They can't break that tie with if all of us went 1-1 against each other. But you start thinking about that, and that's taken away from Heritage, who he's going to kill me for saying, but it's for real. Very well coached, solid on special teams, solid on defense, solid on offense. I feel like they've gotten better every year we've played them. We've beaten them the last couple of years, but they've really given us some tough games, and every game's been a little bit closer and a little bit more physical, and they've gotten a little bit closer to what they want over there. And so, I think, man, it's going to be a tough game.
That's why I said earlier in the show, Heritage is a good football team, and usually, Coach, I'm gonna say that a lot of times I'm looking ahead into the schedule. I'm looking ahead at some of the scenarios, but this is one time I am going to say that I think is the most important thing to focus on Friday night and forget everything else exists, because that does change things up for the team.
Well, we don't want to be one of those people just sitting here all week talking about what's going to happen, if we end up in a 3-way tie, or if if we lose, it doesn't matter. So, we better spend, that doesn't look good. It look like you're spending all that energy on that. And then the truth is you need to worry about what's in the present. And Heritage is a big challenge for us. So it's cool. I'm excited. It's really neat, I guess if that's the right word, to be. This is my 5th year here coaching. All 5 years we played in 10th games that mattered. The first couple were region playoff games or playing games. You win, you get the playoffs. And we didn't win, but we did play well. And, we got to 10th game that mattered, which at that time hadn't happened for a long time. So that was important. And then the last couple of years we made the playoffs, and we played against state level competition, and we've had a hard time but we got in. And so it's neat to be in a situation where we're again in this 10th game, starting 1-3. You didn't know if you'd be. A lot of teams start 1-3 and finish 2-8.
Yeah, but we know the team. We know the teams you opened with, Coach, and we talked about that early on at this program, early on in the season. Would we see this down the road, see the benefit of it?
That's right. And
I think we have, obviously, or you wouldn't be where you're at right now. And I think the guys have admitted that. The guys, a lot of the players say yes. What we did early on put us in competitive situations.
It's important. I was proud of the kids coaches, everybody, for buying into what we were telling them all year. Now, that doesn't mean we were trying to start 1-3. We very easily could have been 4-0. We lost 3 games by 3 possessions, so 1 possession each game. I wanted to be 4-0. I didn't want to be 1-3. But we thought regardless of what we were, it would make us better. And it's one thing to say that, but it's a whole nother thing to do it. I really am proud of our players and our coaches for having that same vision and saying, okay, we're 1-3, but let's just win this game Friday. And then we won that one. And then, we went to halftime with Gilmer 7-7. Casey and all those guys in LJ did a great job. And we're 1-3, going to halftime 7-7. Things can go down there. It doesn't have to just automatically we play the region schedule and start winning because people said we were going to. That thing can go down. And we could have been sitting at 2-8 or 3-7 or 1-9 or something like that. So it's exciting that the guys have fought back, put ourselves in a chance to win the region. And, that's something we haven't been able to do yet. So if we can win Friday, we will have achieved something that would still be a step above what we've even done the last couple of years where we had really good records. But we didn't win the region and we didn't win in the playoffs. Now we got a chance to be a region champion and to be in the playoffs with maybe a chance to win in the playoffs. So.
Well, coaches, we wish you well Friday night. We are enjoying this Pickens Dragons team. And I want to say for Team FYN Sports and my co-host RJ Casey, BKP here, we are very proud to have the opportunity to come and sit with these coaches and players and follow this team in their back-to-back postseason efforts here. Let me just give you a real quick rundown. Don't forget what a region this is. Northwest Whitfield was over Pickens Dragons. Pickens Dragons was over Ridgeland Panthers. Ridgeland Panthers they beat out Northwest Whitfield. Pickens is facing Heritage Friday night. Northwest Whitfield has a bye week. Their season's over, regular season, and Ridgeland faces Southeast Whitfield. It is senior night at the ballpark, so come on down to the field at 7:30's kickoff, senior night. Support the Pickens Dragons. I'm your host, BKP from Schottenkirk Ford. Thank you. Who are they, Johnny's? New York style?
I think so.
Is
Yeah,
that
Johnny's.
there? Just
Johnny,
checking.
yeah.
Thank you, Johnny's New York Style Pizza and Pepsi. Hey, don't forget, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10, I do a morning show, fyntv.com. A little opinionated. Every once in a while I say something. Check us out, 8 a.m. Good morning from the office, fyntv.com. Let's go, Cole. Let's go home. The Ghosts and Goblins are out tonight, and I got to get out of here.